We have an interesting subject today, one which combines several different approaches to philosophy. We know the mandala in Indian symbolism is a cosmic diagram. It is a symbol of existence in its various departments. The two principal diagrams are the celestial and the terrestrial. The celestial being the world of causes, and the terrestrial the world of effects. It is assumed that by the study of these symbols, which were first brought to Asia sometime beginning of the Christian era, that the study of the esoteric sciences could be advanced rapidly, and the human being could be gradually transformed into a higher and more perfect being. Actually, the mandala is a symbol, and symbolism was the most ancient of all languages, for it is the only way that antiquity found of describing invisibles. If you could not relate something to a form, and it remained as an idea, and you wish to communicate it, it was very often necessary to develop a special means of transmission, especially if the subject was sacred, and there was no way in which it could be simplified. These internal symbolisms were gradually built into formal diagrams. I remember once when I was in the city of Baroda in India, there was a museum there that was devoted largely to the paintings of Tagore. But among all the pictures, there was a kind of panoramic vertical scroll, probably 8 or 10 feet in length, 2 feet in width, covered with tiny figures. And in the design, there are thousands of little lines coming out from practically every pore of the human body, every nerve end, every vein, every artery, all the various structures, including the larger ones, such as the organs, the brain, all of these different parts of man's constitution, each one of them terminated in the figure of a deity. There was a god for each nerve, and they had identified them. Now this is a little difficult to accept probably among Western people, but the main point is that the body is definitely a diagram. It is a symbol of what is inside of it. The physical attributes bear witness to spiritual potentials. The search, therefore, for the meaning of self very often requires a study of this diagram which we may call the personality, that part of ourselves which bears witness to the vast, invisible potential behind it. About 25 centuries ago, a young Indian prince renounced the world and renounced his own throne in order to become a philosopher. The cause behind his action was obvious. India was in trouble. There was feuding and fighting and war, jealousy between rulers, and the Hindu religion into which he was born was suffering from a series of desperate perversions. The more sincere followers of the faith were neglected, ignored, and persecuted, and worldly ambitions ran very high. In this emergency, Prince Siddhartha became convinced that there must be a straight and proper way to live. And because of the conditions we are in today, his ideas and his philosophies seem to have very special, continuing interest and value to us. Some ways, in looking over his teachings, it would seem that he was a contemporary with us. He had the same problems, and he approached them in the most thoughtful way, a way that perhaps will intrigue or influence a great deal of modern thinking, if it is given the chance to do so. Studying the condition of man Prince Siddhartha began to develop a series of internal solutions to problems based upon one simple concept, namely, his definition or discussion of the nature of deity. He said, if God does not prevent evil, he is not good. And if God cannot prevent evil, he is not God.